Akaza is a demon affiliated with the 12 Kizuki, holding the position of upper rank 3. In the past, Akaza's name was Hakuji. He was born and raised in the slums to a stickly father whom he loved deeply. In order to pay for medicine, Hakuji pickpocketed from people in town, but was caught 3 times. The magistrate beat him and marked him with tattoos, threatening to cut off his arms the next time he was caught and calling him a demon child. When Hakuji returned home after his 3rd beating, a villager informed him that his father, having heard of his arrest, hung himself. In the letter he left, he stated he wanted Hakuji to live a full life and didn't want to take medicine if it was earned by dishonest means. With his criminal tattoos and no home to return to, Hakuji was eventually banished from Edo. He eventually met a man named Keizo, the owner of a local dojo. Keizo then took him in so he could nurse Koyuki, Keizo's sickly daughter. One day, Keizo offered to let Hakuji take over the dojo and take Koyuki as his bride, to Hakuji's surprise and embarrassment. He agreed, silently vowing to protect both of them, even at the cost of his own life. Hakuji went to visit his father's grave to inform him of his marriage, but quickly realized something was amiss upon his return. A student from the dojo informed him that the rival dojo had poisoned the well where Koyuki and Keizo drank water from. The two died shortly after drinking that water while Hakuji had been away. Enraged, Hakuji killed all 67 members of the rivaling dojo with his bare hands, pulverizing them to the point where their corpses were no longer recognizable. This incident caught Muzan Kibutsuji's attention, and though he was disappointed to find that it had been a human rather than a demon who'd done such a gruesome act, he decided to make Hakuji one of the 12 Kizuki. Hakuji, with nothing left to protect and having lost his will to live, accepts and becomes the demon Akaza. After transforming, he lost his memories of the time he was a human, with only a desire to become stronger, despite not knowing the reason why he wanted to become strong. Akaza appears shortly after the demon slayers have defeated Enmu and rescued the passengers. Noticing a downed Tanjiro, he immediately rushes forward to kill him when Kyojuro stops the attack and slices his arm in half. He attempts to persuade him to become a demon. He states that, as a human, he would eventually become old and die, whereas as a demon, he could continue to become more powerful. Akaza and Kyojuro battle fiercely, with Tanjiro and Inosuke looking from a distance, both knowing the two are on a completely different level of power. Akaza starts to make contact with his attacks, severely injuring the Hashira. All of Kyojuro's sword blows are futile with the demon's rapid healing abilities, and he starts to become desperate with multiple flame-breathing attacks. Akaza suddenly backs away, allowing Kyojuro to catch his breath, only for Tanjiro and Inosuke to see him bleeding profusely, in contrast to a completely fine and healed Akaza. Kyojuro's body suddenly becomes engulfed in fire, declaring he will fulfill his duty as a Hashira, to the demon's confusion and wonder. They hit each other, with Kyojuro slicing Akaza's arm, torso, and almost through his neck, and Akaza driving his arm through Rengoku's solar plexus. The sun begins to rise, and Akaza attempts to flee, but is held in place by Kyojuro refusing to surrender. Tanjiro and Inosuke attempt to aid Hashira, Inosuke using his beast breathing to attack the demon. Akaza suddenly rips off his own arms from Kyojuro's body and stomps the ground, creating a shockwave to knock Inosuke away and give himself the chance to flee. Akaza reports back to Muzan that he killed one of the Hashiras, but Muzan retorts it was only one Hashira and declares his desire is for all to be dead. Angered at his failure, Muzan takes control of Akaza's cells and causes him to bleed heavily. In the Infinity Castle, Akaza ambushes Tanjiro and Gyu. The fight between the three begins. As Akaza advances,